when it comes to making an assessment of our priorities during this life in physical form as human beings, of course we can say that many things are extremely important in our lives. Our family, our friends, our children, our business. There's so many things that we want to accomplish and we consider them to be extremely important, and they are extremely important to some degree. But I've noticed something very obvious, the science of the obvious, that there is one thing that is most important for every human being, equally important for everyone, and I don't think anybody has something more important than this thing. And this thing is called health. Yes, the most important things in every human's life, in my opinion, without exception, is personal health. Yes, our family is extremely important. Yes, our friends are extremely important. Yes, our children are important. Yes, our business is important. Yes, our passion is important. Our projects, anything that we want to achieve, they're all important, but there's a hierarchy of importance. And health comes at the first place every single time without exception, in my opinion. I try to realize if there's anything more important than that. I've analyzed it and I don't think there is. I don't see anything. Okay, we can say youth. Yes, youth is extremely important, but you can have somebody who's young and ill and somebody who's elderly and healthy. So although youth is amazing to have, health is the most important thing in everybody's life. And I know it sounds so obvious, and of course it is, but I'm looking at how people live their lives. Many of them do understand that health is the most important thing, and you see them taking care of themselves, taking care of their body, prioritizing their health, which is amazing. But in my opinion, most, and I'm using just a guesstimate, most people take their health for granted, because once you have health, you feel like you're gonna have it forever, and it's not worth spending too much time thinking about it because you have it. So now you can focus on other things. But health is something that we should always work on maintaining, improving, prolonging, because as logical as it sounds, I feel like we need to be reminded more often that without health, we're unable to do pretty much anything here. If we have bad health, we become prisoners of this physical body. If this physical body is in good health, then the world is ours, so to speak. We can walk, we can run, we can hike mountains, we can speak, we can have endurance, physical endurance, we can play sports, we can do so much just because we have health. Once that goes away, we then become prisoners of this body, and it's like having a life that is a life that's being consumed in a vehicle which does not seem to be able to handle reality in a good way. So, like having a broken car, right? Maybe you're still able to drive around, but it takes a lot of gas. It has a very short mileage range. It's just an effort to use it. The same with our physical body. So knowing that, it becomes obvious that we must prioritize our health above anything else. if we have our health and we maintain our health, we can then be good parents, we can then be good friends, we can then take good care of other people just because you have good health. If we don't have good health, then we become, unfortunately, a burden to others. We end up dragging people down just because we're ill, not necessarily as a negative thing, but or intentional thing, but more of a inevitable consequence of being ill. So if you say you're a parent and your children are the most important thing in your life, well, your health is the most important thing, because if you're healthy, you can be a good parent, you can be in their lives for longer, instead of departing from this world before your time, when you're supposed to go. And then we have children who end up being alone, and they lose their parents or one of their parents just because that parent refused to take good care of themselves. So it's unfair, in my opinion, if you're a parent, it's unfair to not prioritize your health above anything else, because you have a moral duty to be the best version of yourself and be the healthiest person you can be, so that you can be in the life of your children and your family for as long as possible, instead of just dying before our time because we didn't take good care of our health. And more importantly, in my opinion, when it comes to health, physical health, it's mental health. You know, mens sana in corpore sano. Healthy mind in healthy body. Once we start losing our mental health, then this physical reality becomes pretty much a nightmare for us and for everybody around us. And I'm not just referring to mental health issues, I'm also referring to embracing ignorance and experiencing psychosis on a personal level, which can then expand to a bigger level, on a society level. So if we choose to maintain our mental health in the best possible version of itself, then we can also have a good body. We can take care of the body as well, but if this here is protected, the temple of the mind is protected, then we can act in a more constructive way, and we can be more productive citizens. If mass psychosis, people losing their minds, becomes a phenomenon in a society, that society can go down. There's even books written about this. I think Carl Jung also mentioned about it. So no matter where we are, who we are, what we do, in my opinion, the best and most important thing in our life is always, without exception, our own personal health, physical health, mental health, without any kind of narcissism or selfishness, just based on logical, constructive thinking. We need to be our best version that we can be, and then we can help others. Then we can be good parents, good friends, good family members. We can take care of others, and we can be in the lives of the people who love us for as long as possible, just because we take care of ourselves.